Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Blood Daz.
Office Blood Aidan.
Here we are, two of us today.
Yes, we are.
Why Canada is impossible to invade.
Oh, is it really?
Well, considering
we should try.
Isn't it like 80% live in like that one area of like from? Is it from?
Well, I'm guessing the whole population of it live, like
yeah.
like within 10 kilometers of the border of America.
Yeah. I think it's just like the USA probably the only ones that probably have the potential to invade from there from a land side.
I don't think that would ever happen though. Anyway,
No, me
you know
neither.
what I mean?
Me neither. But I think to invade Canada, I think the terrain and weather and stuff like that is, you know, it's going to be the big issue. But let's see what it says here.
They say if you ever get lost in Canada, just walk straight for 3 days. You'll still be in the middle of nowhere. But what if someone tried to invade this vast wilderness? Not just visit for maple syrup or hockey, but conquer it. On paper, it might seem doable. But in reality, it's like trying to tame a polar bear with a polite handshake. Today, we explore why invading Canada isn't just a bad idea. It's practically impossible. Canada is the second largest country on Earth, stretching from the Atlantic to the Pacific.
Look how much
and up
islands
to
there
the
are at the
Arctic.
top.
That's nearly 10 million square kilometers of rugged, often unforgiving terrain. If you laid Canada over Europe, it would cover from Portugal to Moscow, with space left for dessert. This is a land carved by glaciers and ruled by seasons that don't believe in mercy. From the
Like they say, it covers from Portugal. So what? It didn't cover Portugal.
Did it
It
not?
was on Spain.
jagged peaks of the Rockies to the endless boreal forests of Ontario and Quebec, to the remote tundras of Nunavut and the Northwest Territories, Canada's terrain is a logistical nightmare for any would-be invader. Now add the weather. Canada doesn't have winter. It has winters. Plural. Each one colder, windier, and snowier than the last. Blizzards that can swallow...
What is the temperature like in the summer in Canada?
It's warm.
Is
It's
it?
nice.
Yeah.
Well, we've got friends in
In
Toronto.
places like Toronto and
Yeah,
Vancouver will be
it's
warm,
very
but
similar. Yeah, it's
like Calgary and all that.
yeah.
What about
I've got friends
Edmonton?
I think Janet lives in Edmonton or Calgary, one of them sort of places. And I remember she sent like pictures and it was like thick and snow in like September, early September.
No, that is.
So
I would imagine it to be. I'm talking like June,
Yeah.
like July.
I
Like
think-
right
yeah,
now,
I
would
think-
it be snowing?
I think it's probably not far too dissimilar from here.
That's all right
Climate-wise,
then.
Yeah, but I think the winter's very long.
Yeah.
In places like that.
Yeah.
highways hold.
Look at it there.
Wind chills that can freeze exposed skin in minutes. Military hardware doesn't just have to operate here, it has to survive. Tanks and armored vehicles bog down in marshlands or freeze solid in the north. Aircraft face ice storms and whiteout conditions. Supply chains would stretch for thousands of kilometers across empty wilderness, exposed to ambushes, mechanical failure, and frostbite. In many parts of Canada, there are no roads, no towns, just silence, snow, and the occasional grizzly bear giving you the side eye. An invading army wouldn't just be fighting defenders, they'd be fighting the land itself. And the land has home field advantage. This isn't a country you just march into. It's a country you get lost in. A country that hides its population behind layers of forest, mountains, and permafrost. A place where satellites lose signal, where boots freeze to the ground, and where even Google Maps says, "Good luck, buddy." Don't be fooled by the friendliness. Canada's military is no pushover. The Canadian Armed Forces might not be the largest in the world, but they are incredibly specialized and strategically prepared. Canada's geography has shaped a military that thrives in the extremes. Its troops train in some of the most unforgiving environments.
Some of the landscape in Canada was mint.
It might be the best in the world, you know.
It's
like
really,
like
really
winter
nice,
wise.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, you've
The
got
mountains and
You've got a lot of mountains, sort of like in the USA as well, South America as well with the Andes.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You've got long, big mountain ranges.
Yeah,
but
same as Europe.
but Canada they've got all lakes as well, and they've got very similar to what the USA have as well, don't they?
Yeah.
On Earth, from Arctic tundra to dense forest. The Canadian Army may not parade down boulevards with tanks every week, but they excel in rapid deployment, cold weather warfare, and peacekeeping operations. They're the quiet professionals of the North. The Royal Canadian Navy is undergoing a major modernization effort, with new Arctic and offshore patrol ships already joining the fleet. These vessels aren't designed for beach landings. They're built to patrol the icy passages and defend Canada's massive coastline, including routes that are increasingly accessible due to climate change. And let's not forget the upcoming Canadian surface combatant ships, which will bring cutting-edge firepower and versatility to the seas. In the skies, CF-18 Hornets continue to provide air sovereignty, but they'll soon be replaced by advanced F-35 stealth fighters. These aircraft will significantly boost
They are
Canada's
cool.
ability to detect, intercept, and engage hostile threats at long range. Meanwhile, unmanned aerial systems are being integrated into surveillance roles, providing real-time intelligence over remote territories. Then there are the Canadian Rangers, a uniquely Canadian asset. This force, made up of Indigenous people and Northern residents, serves as a living, breathing sensor network across vast remote regions. They know the land like the back of their hand and can spot intrusions long before any drone or satellite can. Canada's military strategy isn't about overwhelming force. It's about strategic deterrence, rapid mobility, environmental mastery, and leveraging alliances. An invader wouldn't just have to beat the CAF in battle, they'd have to survive the land, the climate, and a military that was built to defend exactly this kind of terrain. Here's where things get even trickier. Canada doesn't stand alone, not even close. In fact, it has one of the most robust alliance networks on Earth, turning any potential conflict into a diplomatic minefield. First, there's NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, a binational agreement between the United States and Canada that effectively merges their air defense strategies. This isn't just...
Didn't Trump say recently that Canada have got to start paying for their fair share?
Didn't he also want to make Canada a state of America?
I think he's still talking about that as well. But didn't we react to something like that as well? But I think the NORAD, the air defense system, I think Trump's basically saying you need to cough up, start paying towards, or pay more towards whatever it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Canada have sort of like said, well, we trade with you for, on a trading levels like it's in balance.
Well, here's a bottle of maple syrup.
Yeah, here's a bottle of maple syrup. Yeah. Go and haul yourself up.
symbolic. It means that the skies over Canada are protected by both Canadian and American forces. If hostile aircraft try to breach Canadian airspace, U.S. jets could be scrambled within minutes. That's like installing a second alarm system and handing your neighbor a shotgun. Then there's NATO. Canada is a founding member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, a military alliance built on the principle that an attack on one is an attack on all. So if you invade Canada, you're not just fighting one country, you're fighting over 30, including military heavyweights like the US, the UK, France, and Germany. It's like picking a fight with the quiet kid in class, only to find out he's got 30 older brothers who all lift weights. And don't overlook Canada's extensive defense partnerships in the Indo-Pacific and Arctic regions. It's part of the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, which includes the US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. A group known for sharing some of the most sensitive surveillance and cyber intelligence on the planet. Canada also participates in multinational exercises, peacekeeping missions, and defense research collaborations. This global network ensures that Canada isn't just defended by geography or its own military. It's backed by a web of international commitments, treaties, and friends with serious firepower. So, to invade Canada is to declare war not only on a nation, but on an entire ecosystem of military and intelligence cooperation. It's like trying to take over a beehive and being surprised when the swarm comes after you. Canada's population is concentrated along a narrow strip near the US border. Sounds easy, right? Just take the cities and win? Not quite. First, you'd have to conquer major urban centers like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, each a logistical nightmare with millions of potential resistors. And then you'd need to hold them, while also patrolling a wilderness so vast, even satellites get confused. And remember, Canadians are polite, until they're not. Resistance wouldn't just come from the military. Local communities, indigenous groups, and trained reservists would create a decentralized nightmare for any occupier. Plus, trying to take Tim Hortons away from a Canadian. That's how real insurgencies start. Canada isn't isolated. It's deeply woven into the global economy, especially with its southern neighbor. The US and Canada share one of the largest trading relationships on Earth. Any threat to that would instantly trigger economic shockwaves. The invader wouldn't just face bullets, but billions in retaliatory sanctions and global condemnation. Canada's reputation as a peaceful, cooperative nation means it has a lot of allies willing to step in economically and diplomatically. An invasion wouldn't just be a military blunder, it would be a global PR disaster. Canada's strength isn't just in numbers, it's in eyes and ears. With a robust satellite network, cutting-edge radar arrays, and Arctic surveillance drones, the country has a watchful eye over its enormous territory. Plans are underway to expand submarine capabilities and upgrade air defenses with next-gen fighter jets. Canada might be quiet, but its tech game is loud and clear. In modern warfare, information is power, and Canada's got one of the most underrated information networks in the Northern Hemisphere. Let's review. A colossal landmass,
it's not in Portugal.
bone-chilling climates, a battle-hardened military, global alliances, a spread-out but stubborn population, economic entanglements, and a high-tech defense grid. Invading Canada isn't just difficult, it's absurd. Unless your invasion force can ski uphill, fight in -50, and somehow dodge NORAD, NATO,
-50.
and a few million very annoyed Canadians, it's not going to happen. And let's be honest, who wants to invade a place that gave the world Ryan Reynolds and maple syrup?
Fair,
They
that's a
say
fair point, actually.
Yeah, I think the only countries that would probably potentially could invade or would look to invade Canada would be something like Russia.
Yeah.
We've got that infrastructure anyway. The cold,
Well, let's
cold
do
climate,
Canada first before we do the USA.
But the USA won't allow it.
No,
You know,
100%.
it's just no one's going to invade Canada.
Everyone in
USA
NATO
sat
would
there.
jump in, wouldn't
The
they?
only country that would potentially be would be USA. I know it's to take it over as like you say the 50.
They wouldn't invade it though. Do you know what I mean?
Invade,
Yeah.
No, it'd be done like on a diplomatic
Yeah.
sort of like level. But it'd be stupid for anyone to try with the USA sat there anyway, because they'll be like, you ain't moving in next door. This ain't going to happen.
Yeah,
and just and plus Canada. I've never met a bad Canadian.
I was going to say, what is it with like cold countries being like the friendliest? Usually,
Yeah.
like Scandinavian countries and all. I mean, Russia's pretty cold, but
I
don't
know a few Russians.
Yeah, same.
I've never met a
Friendly,
bad
friendly
one.
Russians.
Yeah, never met a bad one. To be fair,
Must be something to do with the weather.
yeah, that's it. They've got enough to worry about being a dickhead as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, I mean, like I say, with Canada, we're supposed to be got Canada in September.
Oh,
But, yeah, it's I'm not sure if it's going to happen now, but I'd love to go. I've only passed through the airport. So we've got my mate who's there in Toronto as well. He plays hockey, so maybe go down and watch him play
You
hockey.
go grab a Tim Hortons, mate.
Tim Hortons over here is Bobbins, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's shite.
So
But
when
it's
he's-
because
when
it's not. It's different though, isn't it?
Yeah, but when I've been to one overseas and you walk in, it's full of Canadians, and I'm like, it's like seeing Americans in McDonald's or whatever. You know what I mean?
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks and things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but they're proud of Tim Hortons, aren't they?
Yeah. It is good to be fair. Let's try it in Canada though.
It's a place we've got to
Different.
get to. It's without a doubt.
Where would you go to Toronto?
We're going. The plan was Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the plan is so far. It's Toronto and Nashville, so we're doing two cities. One in Canada, one in the USA. So whether it still happens, I don't know. We'll try and get there.
Nice.
One day anyway. Hey, I enjoyed that anyway.
Yeah,
Information
same.
on Canada.
It was.
I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.